Leon Panetta, the director of the CIA, says any way you look at it, Pakistan's role concerning Osama bin Laden's hideout is, quote, troubling. Sources say Panetta has told members of Congress that Pakistani officials either were involved in hiding bin Laden or they were incompetent. Pakistan is reacting really angrily to those comments. Let's bring in our correspondent, Nick Patton-Wall. She joins us now live from Abbottabad in Pakistan. Nick, what is the ISI saying?
Well, one senior Pakistani intelligence official I've spoken to said, reacting to Panetta's comments, has reported to congressional individuals. He said if he did say that, then that suggests that there's not just a deficit of trust between Pakistan and America, that there is total mistrust, and I quote him. And this is absolutely vital, of course, because we're now looking for the next few weeks to months to see how this relationship goes. Is Washington going to effectively blame Pakistan for allowing bin Laden to be here, or are they going to try and salvage this vital relationship in their attempts to track down militants in the tribal areas? But really strong words from the ISI today, saying, frankly, that Panetta couldn't have said anything really much worse than that, that America knows how hard Pakistan's fighting against militants here, that they share with the Americans everything they have, that the Americans are selective in what they share back, and really, I think, almost exasperation, perhaps, from the Pakistani side here, Zain.
Nick, you've also been talking to so many different Pakistanis about how they see the situation now and whether or not they even believe Osama bin Laden is dead, right?
Absolutely. We've just had a very interesting visit to one of the universities in this town, and frankly, most of the students we spoke to there just never believed bin Laden was ever here. Didn't believe that just behind me, over those trees, helicopters had swooped in, that there was a Navy SEALs raid. Their explanation was this was American propaganda, a justification for the US to continue its war in Afghanistan and actually, in this instance, end its war in Afghanistan, that once the US had explained bin Laden was dead, they could then justify leaving across the border. Absolute disbelief, and the suggestion, frankly, the whole thing was a propaganda stunt by their own government, along with the CIA. A lot of incredulity here, and I think it's fair to say that more of the conspiracy theories seem to be getting greater credibility than what's being said by either the US or Pakistani governments saying.
You had more information, too, from your sources about an adult male that the Americans were said to have taken away. What did they say?
Well, we're still working on clarification of that, but we are hearing from one senior Pakistani source that another adult was taken away by the Americans during this raid. The Americans, of course, deny that. They say that they only took the dead body of bin Laden away, but one senior Pakistani intelligence official is saying that there was also, quote, bin Laden +1 on that helicopter, another adult there, the identity of whom is not clear at the moment, but the Pakistanis have in their custody 8 to 9 children from the compound, 2 women, I understand, the injured wife, and perhaps somebody, maybe a nurse or a maid, who was among the bin Laden entourage there, and these seem to be the source of the information that the Pakistanis are getting about this kind of interesting group of individuals with whom bin Laden spent the last days of his life.